Good evening, my delightful fangs. Welcome back to the cavern. I hope you all are doing amazing and had a decent week. I wasn't sure what movie to review, I'll admit, and I did let you all know that. So I figured I'd rewatch the first two Paranormal Activity movies since I don't remember them at all. I know I'm not a huge fan of found footage films, but I figured, why not? I haven't seen the others in the franchise. I don't know if they're worth a watch or not. I might watch them, though, and give my review of those next Friday. Before I share my opinion on these two films, don't forget to subscribe and like since it's a big help to myself and the channel. Plus, you'll be a part of the Fangdom, and what's better than that? Paranormal Activity, I'm sure you've heard of or seen, since it's kind of old. It's pretty much about a couple, Micah and Katie, who are experiencing weird phenomena in their house. It slowly gets worse when Micah buys a camera, especially since he doesn't take it seriously. Katie explains that she experienced paranormal phenomena when she was a child, and she feels that it's happening once more. She wants to reach out to professionals, whereas Micah just wants to make fun of them. I think Micah just made things so much worse, and I honestly think it's all his fault for everything. He kept refusing to get help from the demonologist, antagonizing the entity by making fun of it, and asking it to keep doing stuff. Things kept escalating, and he refused to get help, claiming he had it all under control. I felt bad for Katie. I think she should have left him, to be honest, because he didn't take her feelings seriously or the fact that she was in danger. I mean, what the hell has to happen to her before he actually gets it through his thick skull that they need help? She was injured, physically injured. She was dragged through the house. Hello? What has to happen to this poor girl? Paranormal Activity 2 is kind of a prequel, which I found slightly confusing, I'll admit. The Father Daniel upset me because, again, didn't take anything seriously and fired the one person who was trying to keep the family safe. She wasn't harming anyone, so I don't understand why they fired her. Allie, I felt bad for, especially when she was locked out of the house. She heard a knock, went to investigate, and she got locked out. The parents didn't believe her, which made it even worse, even though she had proof of it. Again, the family let things escalate until it was too late, and Daniel sacrificed Katie to save his wife and son. Understandably, I get it, but it's still horrible. I'm curious what will happen in Paranormal Activity 3. I read that it's pretty much an origin story where everything started for Katie and her sister. I did have an issue with the second film, namely the breaking of the neck near the end of the movie. I watched a few medical professionals on YouTube that explain how incredibly difficult that is. I know Katie at that point was possessed by a demon, but it's so overdone. Every movie does it. So I'm sick of it. Give me something that's, I don't know, realistic. I also didn't like that something happens to the dog. I hate when movies do it. I thought it was great how realistic they felt, though. It really felt like you were watching this found footage documentary of these people's lives and what they experienced over the course of, I think it's a few weeks. I understand the perspectives of both Daniel and Micah. When you don't believe in that sort of thing, it's hard to believe it's spirits and not a logical explanation. I'm not such individual. I believe there are spirits, but I don't believe in what movies showcase them to be like. I've watched many paranormal shows like Ghost Hunters back in the day, and I had issues with that show. Things just seem to always happen on camera, and I don't think that's how it works. I've also watched clips of people showing things that they caught on camera, and I'm sad to say I've never seen anything in any of those videos. I think what happens is our brains will try to find something that isn't there when someone says there is something. Because, well, if they're claiming there's something, there must be. I actually got into that. I kept trying to find whatever the hell they were talking about. And I watched the video 5, 6 times and I still found nothing. And other people in the comments were saying, oh my gosh, did you see that? Other people were like me saying, I didn't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Even when they told you where to look, I still never found anything. So I think we're trying to see something that isn't there. Um, Fear is contagious. I learned that at a young age. It actually comes down to survival instincts. When I had a sleepover with my best friend, my sister, and I believe her friend was over as well, we told scary stories like every kid does. We freaked ourselves out to the point where one thought they heard something, which caused someone else in the group to say they heard it too, which just escalated things. It's the same thing after watching a scary movie. You get that unnerving feeling that someone is watching you or following you throughout the home. Even though nothing is. It's just your brain releasing adrenaline, which prepares our bodies for stressful situations, which we just experienced stressful situations on TV, which does affect us. So any little noise might freak us out because our bodies are already kicked into overdrive. Same thing when you go to one of those haunted house attractions with your friends and you're all already on edge because you know something's going to happen. And then when something does, you're all freaked. Even though I don't quite believe in spirits, I don't think people should be so disrespectful of them like Micah was. I also don't think everything can be explained either. I'm one such individual who did experience something I can't explain, and it is possible that it was a ghost or a spirit. It's just nothing has happened since, so I'm not sure if I believe that. I think movies and even the TV shows try to make it seem like ghosts are always active, and I don't think that's the case. I feel that spirits might just be on a different plane of existence from ours, and sometimes they just line up just right so they can cross into our realm, and that's why we experience things. I could be wrong, but that's just my perspective on everything. If you'd like to know my experience that I had, check out the card above me. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. I'm curious. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around to the end. Tuesday, I'll hopefully show you the customization section of Tiny Tina's Wonderland, since I read that a lot of people are having trouble making more feminine looking characters. I always play as a female character in games unless I don't have the option, which a lot of games don't give you, unfortunately. So I'll see if I can help those individuals who are having issues because, like I said, I had trouble too when I first played. Next week, I'll be discussing the Easter Bunny origins and sharing my review of Paranormal Activity 3 and 4. If you don't want to miss those, click the bell icon to be the first notified. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Take care until next time. Bye, everyone.